we talking like right now?
Yeah.
Right now it's rolling?
It's rolling right now.
Okay,
Dude.
Chase.
No, it's crazy. You're supposed to start talking to me like.
Chase, you're supposed to ask the question.
There's no question.
There is a question.
It's like, me and Kyle after we kicked out of high school. That's the next shot after this.
Okay, fine. Okay, but Chase has to answer the question. Okay, just do it.
Here you go.
So, how'd the brown trees first start out?
Well, me and Kyle being the bestest of friends as children, grew up together. And, after high school, our lives have changed. We decided to move to the LA Strip and start something anew. We started a band.
Well, one day we were walking out near the glacier here. We saw this tree out in the distance and what seemed to be, it looked like it had the metal horns sticking up out its main branch. And it was during the winter, so we claimed that to be the headbanger of all the spruce.
Chubbs, he was a good guy. Not very smart, but, one day at the zoo, he decided to hop the fence into the gorilla cage. We called for the zookeepers, but by the time they got there, it was too late. It was a goner. Well, it was back in 1981 when our old vocalist Larry Chubbs Johnson, he was thrown into a gorilla cage and mauled by an ape named Barticolo. So, as me being the bass player and lead songwriter, I decided to make a song venting my anger towards this ape. In the lyric, "Banana peels, Barticolo is here," I used some imagery from the bloody scene of the gorilla attack.
Well, I had finished high school in Yorba City, Tampa, Florida, in about 80 or so. I don't remember that. But I moved down to Alaska, to get away from city life. And one day I ran into Kyler on the street. He pointed at my minimum welcome to hell match. And we became friends from there. I met the rest of the guys in the band. And they had had a hard time trying to find a vocalist. So pretty much I just filled in for the spot.
Well, back in '78, I was in a folk metal band. I was the mandolinist. We were called the Folk Band, and I decided, after a couple years of touring with them, hardcore partying, and decided to move to LA, and I met a man there. His name was Kyler Baines, and he was really into the glam scene at that time, so we decided to start a glam metal band.
Brown trees are amazing. This is one of the songs of the day. Brown trees, my heart. Loved it.
Man, they rock. They were like the bee's knees. They put the shine in the moon and stuff. They're metal. They get lots of chicks and drugs and awesome metal shows. Metal.
I think they're pretty awesome, man. They got these really cool videos of their band all posted up, and they look so brutal with their swords, and they're like, "Argh." That one Chase kid, I like his picture the best. He looked really he looked he looked pretty baller.
I hate the brown trees.
If I had to compare the brown trees to an animal, it'd definitely be a wildebeest. You know why? Because the wildebeest trampled Mufasa, and Mufasa was a good man, and they're just trampling all over all the good music, trying to climb their way to the end of that canyon where Mufasa fell down, and by getting there, they had to trample on some Mufasas. They're great! They suck. They just suck ass.
I think they're very good.
I hate them.
I honestly think they're really, really good, and I heard their music at a talent show, and I thought they sounded professional. Like, their sound is really, really good. I thought it was a recording, actually, and then people were like, no, like, brown trees. I was like, oh, wow, that's cool.
Suck.
We hate the brown trees.
They've got kind of a really weird name, but other than that, they're pretty cool.
Amazing. Speechless. Breathtaking. Well, back in 1981, I auditioned for a little band called Scarlet Knights. We got pretty famous, and we toured all over the place. We toured in North America tour, Canada, Japan, Brazil, Scandinavia, and just all over. And I was the only one who showed up for auditions for this band.
Oh, yes, come in.
I'm here for the bass audition.
Oh, yes, just plug yourself in over there. So, tell us your name.
Rick Girly Man McFinnigan.
Alright, since you're the only one who actually came in for the audition, I guess got the part.
Dude, no way!
Yeah, man!
Alright!
Alright, yeah!
Well, back in 1979, I was touring across the country, going to different charities, local schools, just teaching underprivileged kids how to play guitar.
Now what I want you to do is, this is part of the G major scale. Here's a G major chord, bar chord. Now I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to start at the G on the first string, that's the high E. Now here's the scale I want you to play. Now I want you to play that back for me right now. I want you to play it right.
Oh, those were days, those were crazy days. I was a girly man, I really wish I wouldn't have done that, so I can never live that up now. It's just... Not all changed after Chubbs passed away, right? Yeah. After Chubbs was gone, we just decided, gotta move on. We gotta get past the stage.
Well, when me and the boys are done with our tours, we like to do the most hardcore thing we could think of.
Check and mate.
You know what?
What?
We're here backstage with the lead singer of Scarlet Knights, Larry Chubbs Johnson.
So, how's it like being on tour with Scarlet Knights?
Well, I think it's bloody awesome, We got lots of sex, lots of body, lots of drugs. The women are just everywhere, It's pretty much, those guys are pretty crazy. Pretty crazy indeed.
Alright, so what do you like to do after the tour?
And drink and party. And then hook up with some local babes and drink, fucking party some more.
So, how'd you join the band?
You want to see how I got in the band? That's how I got in the bloody band.
So, just one more question.
Well, we gotta cut this interview short. We're headed up to the bloody zoo to see the gorillas and hippopotamuses.
Alright, well thanks for your time.
Yep, no problem.
Alright, so tell us about the 1986 tour.
Alright, well we toured with Dark Angel and Possessed on the Gates of Darkness tour. Dark Angel had just released Darkness Descends, their sophomore effort, and Possessed had just released their sophomore effort, Beyond the Gates. and it was a great touring with him. I got to meet Jeff from Possessed. He was a really great guy. Still amazing now. He's in a wheelchair, still singing with the band, but I got to meet Don from Dark Angel, Gene Hoglan, and pretty much the rest of the crew, and we had a great time. I got to come sing with Dark Angel on stage with Don for Merciless Death, and I really enjoyed that. We had a lot of partying times, and key thing is you are not to lie around naked around Dark Angel, or unless you will wake up with something burnt off.
Oh man, it was excellent. They played all the tunes.
I don't remember. It was way cool. I couldn't believe that there was that kind of band in 1986. I had to go all the way to Brazil. I mean, I lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and they had every band in the world, but not the Brown Trees thrash metal. So Brazil it was, and I went all the way down there to see those guys, and they rocked the world.
So, how was managing the Brown Trees back in 1986?
Well, I have to admit it really sucked. Okay, it wasn't what I thought it would be. I thought it would be a fulfilling experience, something that I would really enjoy. But to be honest, they were a bunch of goof-offs. I could never get them to show up on time, pretty much fighting amongst each other because one thought the other was better than the other. It's just a typical thing that you have with bands, you know. Always arguing, always wanting to play the solo while ever somebody else wanted to play the solo, so you had to fight with that all the time. And just continually bickering back and forth.
So tell us about the 1986 tour. No. No. By order of the Queen, I cannot talk. Do you know who I am? He's been knighted by the Queen herself.
I made more money. I
made more
money in 1 week than you'll ever make in your lifetime.
I make more money in 1 day than you make in your week. Yeah. That's what I do.
Get your interview done.
We want to get out of here. I'm waiting to get on a plane. Just so they're ready to play. So what do you think of the Brown Trees song?
You know what? The Brown Trees jump songs are so dirty, they're a bad influence.
Our explicit lyrics sparked up some controversy. The PMRC put us on this bad list, and all these parents just went on a riot. They were burning our records, they were coming to our shows and protesting, and, you know, it's crazy. Parents don't like us.
What do you think of the Brown Trees?
Oh my God, don't even mention that group to me. They have destroyed my family and my kids. They can't concentrate anymore. They're on this brown thing all the time. They're wearing only brown. They only want to eat brown food. They're up all through the night. I can't even talk about the Browns.
The Brown Trees.
Yes, I couldn't even say the second part of it. It means death. A brown tree, that's death. I'm sorry, that's all I have to say.
Well, let's just say Tipper Gore is a big She came with Lake Street at the time. I mean, come on, Tipper Gore. Your last name is fucking Gore. I mean, come on, you should have your mouth shut if you're going to be, banning records. Music doesn't cause people to commit suicide. They themselves have internal problems. It's like, Judas Priest getting blamed for that kid killing himself. For one, that wasn't even a Judas Priest song. That was a cover.
No, man, this is where the Brown Trees used to live back in 82, 83. It was a pretty run-down place, everything was just gone, it's closed down, but, it was good when it was still around, but it was... Well, man, we're thinking about hitting up the studio this summer, to just record some of our old tracks, like Bullwinkles and Junior Boys House. But, I got a couple kids at home, kids in the hospital. It's very stressful.
The Brown Trees must live on.
Well, man, after the tragic loss of our bass player Chase Schneider, we decided to cut this documentary short. I'm sorry to the viewer, I'm sorry to the staff, to the producers, I'm sorry, but we just need to be alone right now with the loss of Chase. I mean, I apologize.
That's the number that awaits. Forward, pizza, the best around. You don't like it? Get out of town.